What if everything you see, everything you feel, and everything you believe is just code? Not metaphorically, literally. Right now, some physicists think they've found cracks in reality, and those cracks look suspiciously like the fingerprints of a simulation. Imagine flipping a coin. Heads or tails, it feels random, unpredictable, free. But what if the outcome isn't truly random, only disguised as random? What if the universe is rendering the result the way a video game engine renders a frame on your screen? In this video, we're diving into one of the most unsettling ideas in modern science, that we might not live in a physical universe at all, but inside a carefully constructed illusion running on some cosmic machine. In the early 2000s, a physicist named Silas Bean was studying high-energy cosmic rays, particles that slam into Earth after traveling across unimaginable distances. His team noticed something strange. The energy of these particles didn't spread out smoothly. Instead, it looked quantized, as if reality itself were made of tiny, discrete steps, like pixels on a screen. The math suggested there might be a maximum resolution to the universe. Below a certain scale, there are no smaller steps. That's exactly what you would expect if you were looking at a simulation. At some point, you hit the pixel limit. This wasn't philosophy, it was physics. Now imagine you were tasked with building an entire universe from scratch. You can't simulate infinite detail, so you need rules, efficient rules. You design equations that don't waste processing power. When you look at the real universe, that's exactly what you see. Quantum mechanics forces particles into discrete states, the perfect way to store and process information efficiently. There's a hard speed limit, the speed of light, that prevents anything from moving arbitrarily fast, just like a limit on how fast information can update in a network. And so-called empty space isn't empty at all. It's seething with zero-point energy, like a background process running underneath everything. The deeper scientists dig into fundamental physics, the more it starts to look like software. Inside some versions of string theory, researchers have even found structures identical to error-correcting codes. The same kind of mathematical patterns your phone uses to stop data from getting corrupted. In other words, the universe seems to be running built-in protection against glitches. That's exactly the kind of thing you'd expect if information, not matter, is what truly exists. Then there's the problem of rendering. In a video game, the whole world is not loaded in full detail all the time. The engine only renders what the player can see. If you look away from a mountain, the system can safely unload it or reduce its detail. Now compare that to quantum mechanics. A particle doesn't seem to have a definite position or state until it's measured. Before observation, it exists as a spread-out wave of possibilities. Only when something interacts with it does it snap into a single concrete outcome. That's disturbingly similar to how a game engine decides what to render based on where the player is looking. Einstein once mocked this idea by asking, "Does the moon exist only when you look at it?" At the time, it sounded absurd, but modern experiments keep pushing us toward a reality where observation and existence are strangely entangled. Everywhere we look, from the cores of stars to the edges of black holes, the universe follows the same precise rules with almost unbelievable consistency. If the cosmos were just a random accident, you might expect chaos, broken laws, unstable particles, messy constants. Instead, we find fine-tuned numbers that sit in incredibly narrow ranges that allow galaxies, stars, chemistry, and life to exist. Change some of those values by a hair, and everything collapses. Order that perfect looks less like chance and more like design, or at least like an optimization problem that someone has solved. In recent years, scientists have started asking a brazen question. Can we actually test whether our universe is a simulation? One idea is to look for pixelation in space-time itself. If space and time are truly continuous, you should be able to divide them forever. But if they're computed on an underlying grid, then at some impossibly tiny scale, you'll find a smallest unit, a cosmic pixel. Ultra-sensitive instruments like LIGO, designed to detect gravitational waves, are also indirectly probing this possibility. Another strategy is to search for reused patterns, the way simulations recycle textures and geometry to save resources. If the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang, contains certain kinds of repeating structures that might hint that the rendering engine is cutting corners. And then there's quantum entanglement. When two particles are entangled, changing one seems to instantly affect the other, no matter how far apart they are. There's no signal passing between them in any normal sense. It's as if the universe updates both of them at once from some hidden, central level. That looks uncannily like how a processor updates all the variables in a simulation simultaneously. All of this leads to an unnerving but logical question. If this is a simulation, why are we here? One possibility is that we're part of a giant scientific experiment, a way for some higher civilization to explore how universes evolve, how life emerges, or how consciousness behaves. Another is that we're a historical reconstruction, the way we simulate ancient cities or planetary climates. A future civilization might want to rerun its own past to study key decisions and events. And of course, there's the possibility we're entertainment, a cosmic-scale video game, reality show, or art project. Someone somewhere could be watching our universe the way we watch a screen, but the most disturbing implication is statistical. If a civilization ever reaches the point where it can create realistic simulated universes, it will almost certainly create many of them, perhaps millions or trillions. That means simulated universes would vastly outnumber real base-level universes. And if that's true, then the odds that we just happen to be in the one original non-simulated universe are incredibly small. It is far more likely statistically that we're inside one of the simulations. The strange thing is that this doesn't make your life less real. Your experiences, pain, joy, love, fear, all of it is still real to you. Whether the underlying substrate is quantum fields or computational bits doesn't change the meaning it has from the inside. In fact, if reality is a simulation, your consciousness might matter more than you think. You're not just a tiny accident in a cold universe. You might be part of something intentionally created, observed, or studied. That can be terrifying or empowering. If the universe is a kind of code, then every choice you make, every thought you have is written into that code. You are not just a passenger riding through an indifferent cosmos. You are the universe experiencing itself through a very specific point of view. Yours. So if reality is a simulation, the question is not, is it real? The real question is, who are you inside this simulation and what are you capable of becoming while you're here? Let's discuss. This is Veritas Labs, where truth is tested.